This is Rock and Roll English. Real people, real English. Here's your host, Martin Johnston.
Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Rock and Roll English. Episode number 139, baby. Oh yeah. And this is another episode in the Expert Secrets series. And we have an expert. Otherwise, it wouldn't be called Expert Secrets, really, would it? So yes, today I speak to Anya from Russia, who is an English teacher. It's always interesting speaking to people that learn English as a second language, as they can obviously share their journey with us. For native English speakers like me, we didn't really have that studying journey process to learn the language. You just speak it every day as a child. It's almost a bit easy, really. Well, it's easy for everyone, isn't it? It was easy for you to speak your native language. The difficulty comes in learning a second language. So speaking to people that have already done it very well, we can hopefully learn a few things. And that is exactly what we are doing today. And at the end, I am going to invite you to something. Oh, yes. So listen to the end, see where the invitation takes you. One thing to quickly say is that the audio is probably not up to the quality that you're used to on this show. But as I always say, this is a great exercise for you because when you're in a bar, something like that, and people are speaking English, you can't hear perfectly. So it's difficult for your ears. So this is good practice. I'm going to stop talking now. Here is the conversation with me and Anya. I will speak to you again at the end. Happy listening. So hello, Anya, and welcome to Rock and Roll English.
Hello, Martin. Hello.
Hello, great to have you on the show. Thanks for accepting the invitation.
Thanks for inviting me.
No problem at all. So, tell us something about you. I hear you're an English teacher. Well, I say I hear. I know you're an English teacher.
Yeah. I'm an English teacher from Russia, and at the moment I teach preschoolers and adults mostly. Mm-hmm. And I'm a huge fan of your podcast.
Good to know. Thank you very much.
Yeah, and I've been listening to you since October, I guess, and okay. I could never imagine being a guest on your podcast. Here I am.
Thank you very much. You used some very nice rock and roll grammar as well when you said I've been listening since October, some present perfect continuous.
Right.
The listeners may have noticed that Anya speaks English very, 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 very well. So what I want to do, I want to find out how did you learn to speak English so well? Share some of your secrets with us. Hopefully I will learn something as well, so I will be able to speak Italian like you speak English.
Thank you so much. Well, frankly speaking, I think that it's not possible just to learn language because this is a lifelong process. When you start learning
absolutely.
a new language, I am still learning.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think that motivation plays the most important role in whatever you decide to do.
Absolutely, yeah.
So it doesn't.
And how do you stay motivated, though? What keeps you motivated?
Just my love for this language. I don't know. I just fell in love with English when I was like 18. It was strange though because my English teacher at school was a very, very bad woman. I believe she was deaf and she was nearsighted and she was shouting at us every lesson and everybody hated English. But then...
So when you were 18, you didn't speak English very well?
No. Kind of elementary, simple stuff. Yeah. But then...
And then what happened?
I don't remember. I can't remember this moment. I remember that I came up to my parents and I asked them to find me a private teacher. Mm-hmm. That's it. They found me a teacher. And I think that it's also very important to find a really inspiring teacher, a teacher who loves what he's doing, because you feel it. If you don't feel it, then I think that you should change a teacher.
Absolutely. But what was the one thing that you did that you think helped you the most, sort of especially like daily habits, because obviously you said the teacher, which is absolutely important,
Yeah.
and to have someone that enjoys what they're doing. But obviously you couldn't stay with the teacher like 24 hours a day. So in your own free time, what did you do?
I talked to myself. I had everyday
Fantastic.
conversations in my head. I don't know. I think maybe
I
it
love
sounds
stuff like
strange.
this. I always tell
Really?
people to do stuff like this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I do it in Italian as well. I always, when I'm riding my bike, I talk to myself in Italian.
Yeah, it helps me a lot because I just start imagining different situations. So what would I say? What would I do if I met a person? If I went somewhere to a different country, and I keep talking to myself, and then I understand which vocabulary I don't know, which vocabulary I need. So I then look this up in a dictionary,
All right.
right? And
Fantastic. Yeah.
it helps me to remember more because I have this clear association in my head. Yeah.
Oh, no, that's absolutely fantastic. Yeah, because then if you have conversations in your head, like you said, then you understand the vocabulary you don't know. So that is absolutely brilliant advice. This is why I want to do these interviews with different teachers around the world, because I believe every single teacher has something to share, and that no one has ever said that to me. So even I'm learning. Thank you very
Oh,
much.
that's nice.
But I want to ask you, were there ever times where you thought, I don't think it's possible, I'm not going to be able to speak this language so well?
No, I think no. The only thing that I believe there were moments that when I did not think that I would need this language in my life, because before becoming a teacher, I worked in different places, in offices mostly, and I still used English there, but it was like some easy stuff, like things you say when you meet a person for the first time, so it's not something specific, you know. And then after I finished university, I had like 5 or 7 years of a break, an English break. I just read books, stuff like that. But I can't say that I really learned English. No, I didn't. And I kind of forgot something. So then I started to learn harder, you know.
Sure. Well done. And what advice would you give to someone that wants to move from B2 to C1? Because that's the most difficult thing. Because when you get to B2, people can understand you. It's the same with me in Italian. I'm very much sort of B2, nearly C1. I don't know if I'm C1. Actually, I don't think I am. But to make that jump is the most difficult. What can we do?
I think it depends on the person. So if you're someone like me, like I'm someone who needs a push. So
Push, okay.
yeah, I can't say that I'm a lazy person, but still, when it concerns learning languages, I need someone who will guide me through this process.
So that was your teacher, is that right?
Yeah.
That was guiding you.
Yes. So, for example, at the moment, I'm also learning French. And I just can't do it by myself. I need someone who will tell me that, well, yes, Anya, well done, you are doing right, or you are doing something wrong, who would tell me what I should do, what books I should read, what, I don't know, podcasts I should listen to, and stuff like that. But some people, they are so hardworking, they can do it by themselves. And I think that you should really just find something that you are mostly interested in.
Absolutely,
if you're working in a hospital, right, so maybe you should listen to, I don't know, some famous doctors to conferences, but in English.
Sure,
Something that really interests you.
Yeah, because then that helps keep the motivation, which, as we said, is the most important thing. So the last question, do you have any books or resources that you can share with us? Any YouTube channels, podcasts, books, anything like this?
Yeah, I listen and I watch a lot of YouTube channels in English. My favorite, as I'm a huge fan of British accent, so I mostly watch YouTube channels with British teachers. So my favorites are Real English with Real Teachers.
Okay.
Yeah, two nice guys they have lots of fun videos. Then I listen to English with Lucy. English with Lucy.
Right, English with Lucy. I've heard about that.
Yeah. She has lots of videos, really useful videos with advanced vocabulary and grammar points. Then I like Eat, Sleep, Dream English.
Never heard of this. But it sounds good. And tell him, what's this one, Dream English?
It's also, there is a man, I guess his name is Storm. I'm sorry if I'm mistaken, I don't remember.
That's okay.
And
I'm sure he'll forgive you.
Hopefully. So he also shares some advice on how to learn English and lots of useful vocabulary like informal English, which you can't meet in any student book. So it's really useful.
Yeah, without vocabulary we have nothing. Okay, well that's fantastic. I will share all the links to all of these resources in the show notes to this page. So thanks a lot for your time, Anya. It's been useful. Well, it's certainly been useful for me. I hope it's obviously been useful for the listeners too.
Yeah, and thank you one more time, Martin, for inviting me.
No problem. It's been a pleasure. Okay, well, I hope to speak to you soon.
Me too.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, so thank you very much for that, Anya. Let's just have a look at the main takeaways, as always. She said that learning English is a lifelong process. I love that. It never stops. Learning keeps the brain young as well, doesn't it? So if you're learning a language, you're staying young. And the bit that I liked the most was the talk to yourself and then realise which vocabulary you haven't got. That is absolutely brilliant advice. Have a look round on your day-to-day life and think, oh, what's that? How do I say that in English? I've actually started doing this in Italian since I spoke to Anya. So I have to thank you, Anya, because that is brilliant advice. I also thought it was interesting that she said that you need a teacher, someone that will guide you, someone that will push you. Some people can do it by themselves, but, they're the really strong people. We all need a little bit of help sometimes, don't we? It's nothing to be ashamed of. She also said, find a teacher who loves what they do. Anya clearly loves what she does, and so do I, actually. I must admit, I do actually enjoy teaching English. But Anya loves what she does so much that she is organising an online conference for English teachers, and she has invited me to speak at it. And now I'm inviting you to come and watch. It's all about storytelling. That's the name of the online conference. That's not a description from me. And it's about teaching with stories. And anyone that knows me knows that I love a story. So I'm very much looking forward to speaking at it. So if you're an English teacher or if you just want to see me give a presentation, come along. It's online, it's free, and it's on the 15th of April, baby. There is a link to this on the show notes page, Rock and Roll English, episode 139, and links to everything that Anya spoke about. Thank you very much for listening. I will see you all again on Monday, but in the meantime, just keep on rocking, baby.
Thanks so much for listening to Rock and Roll English. For more great content and to stay up to date, visit rockandrollenglish.com and facebook.com/rockandrollenglish. We'll catch you next time.